So just a first short comment. We have to prepare our kids to be able to do life. And I've expressed this frequently over the last number of years. I don't think our schools were doing that well. And therefore, we're working to change that. And we're working diligently at that. It is a partnership. And the partners at the table are parents, because you should have a say in what's taught in your schools. Full stop. Full stop. It's expressed through school boards. School boards, I've said many times, I think the most important job in America and in Virginia is being a school board member. Because at the heart of so many of the decisions that impact our kids are the decisions taken at school boards. And so I encourage you to be engaged in who's on your school board and who you're electing. And finally, at the state level, we get to set some standards, which we're actively doing. And as I mentioned earlier, the first standard set that by code came to us was history. I was pleased that it was history. I felt strongly that we needed to teach all of our history, the good and the bad. It's a tough process. I wanted to teach about our founding documents, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence. I want students to understand what it means to be a citizen of the United States of America. I do want to make sure that everyone understands that our history is one that is filled with really dark times and filled with really great times. And our children should know this age appropriate. I think the history standards that we passed will be viewed as the very best history standards in the nation, because this is what I think we achieved. I think that the role of parents is critical. This is where I want to wrap up. I thank you all for being here. It means you care. It means that you think that parents have an important role in your children's lives because you took time today and expressed it by the most important thing you have, which is your time and your attention and your capabilities. We got started right away out of the box, and I was encouraged that on a bipartisan basis, one of the early bills, the very first bill that I really signed, enabled parents to decide whether their child wears a mask or not in school. And we empowered parents right out of the box. We've empowered parents, again, on a bipartisan basis, to enable parents to decide which curriculum components are sexually explicit and whether they want your child to be exposed to that or not. You decide. Parents, you have a role. Now, today, the curriculum, if there are sexually explicit materials, has to be disclosed to you, and you get to decide whether that is going to be part of your child's curriculum or not. You could request a replacement. I mean, let's be blunt. There's lots of places in America that's not the law. It is in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I encourage you to be engaged in what's involved in your child's curriculum. It's up to you to be engaged as a parent. I'm excited about the progress that we've made. I am very, very clear-eyed about the fact that the learning loss coming out of the pandemic has not gone away. The learning loss coming out of the pandemic is going to require us all to double down. We have a huge group of children who, in fact, are struggling, and we continue to go to work to support them. That's parents, teachers, schools, resources. It's lots, because we have a generation that, in fact, suffered mightily. They might have suffered, yes, from having a family member with COVID, but boy, did they suffer academically because of the decline in expectations going into it and the fact that schools were shut for such an extended period of time. And now coming out of it, it's coupled with a terrible, terrible mental health dilemma across the Commonwealth and the country. So we've got work to do. It's work that I pledge to do with you. It's work that Delegate Durant pledges to do with you. It's work that I know your local elected officials and school boards and friends, it's not a discussion today. I ask for God to bless you.